Hello everyone, this is Jason from Primetime Aquatics. I have got a really cool species profile for you. It is the Chili Rasbora. Amazing fish, tons of color, very small, easy to keep. Hope you enjoy the video. Appreciate you being here. So this is the Chili Rasbora. I absolutely love this fish. It's tiny, full of color, full of personality, and great for your nano aquarium. The tank that you're going to be looking at today is a 12-gallon bow front, and I think it's a fantastic size for these fish. And I'll mention the other fish that are in the tank as well later on. But there is just simply something really special about the Chili Rasbora. I don't know if it's the size or the color, but it's a great fish, very peaceful fish. Now, size. You're looking at a fish that's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood. It's going to max out at about 3/4 of an inch or so, and it's not very wide bodied. This is a truly tiny dwarf Rasbora, which means we have to be very careful about the types of fish we're going to keep with the Chili Rasbora. The coloration is absolutely out of this world. If you're looking for a small fish that is going to get a very deep red color, the Chili Rasbora is definitely a fish that you should consider. Not only that, but the males and females both show a decent amount of color, and they're peaceful. So if you're looking for a fish that is going to be in a community tank that's going to really fit in well with a lot of other peaceful fish, this is certainly one to consider. As you can see, it's a fish, at least in our experience, that stays very close to the top of the tank. We have a heavily planted tank here, and it just really enjoys being in that top third. Lifespan for such a small fish is pretty good, usually around 4 to 5 years. The fish that you're looking at here are over a year old and are doing great. Now, tank mates. Here we really have to be careful. Again, there's two considerations. One, this is a very peaceful fish, and two, as we've mentioned, it's tiny. And so the tank mates should be fish that are small enough that they can't eat your Chili Rasboras. So what are we looking at? Well, if you watch this video in this particular tank, you're going to see that we have other types of Rasboras here as well. The Galaxy Rasbora is an excellent choice. The green Kubatai Rasbora, exclamation point Rasboras can be a lot of fun. We also have some Ember Tetras in this tank. So if you want to stay with some of those smaller Tetras, that's also a possibility. Now you could also look at possibly the cherry barbs. I really like the idea of the Fleur-de-Lis killifish, sparkling gouramis, maybe your pygmy cory cats or your standard cories, clown plecos, otocinclus. They would be fine with snails. We have mystery snails in this tank, as well as some shrimp. So the moral of the story here is we want to stay with fish that are going to be on the smaller side. By the way, if you're looking for more information on some of the other fish you can keep with your Chili Rasbora, check out the description below. There will be a lot of information and other species profiles, a lot of which are fish in this particular tank if you want to learn more. Temperatures, they have a pretty wide range. You just want to make sure your temperature is stable. Anywhere from 72 to 80 degrees. This particular tank is usually somewhere around 78 to 80. The pH, if you look on the internet, a lot of sources are going to tell you that they need soft acidic water. I haven't found that to be true. All of our fish tanks in our fish room have a pH of around 8 to 8.2. Our water hardness is 10 degrees on both our GH and KH. That being said, this fish will do fine in a range of around 6 to 8 for the pH, and the hardness somewhere between 3 and 10 or 12 degrees. By the way, if you are looking for Chili Rasboras, can't find them in your area, check out flipaquatics.com. All of the fish that you see in this fish tank came from Flip Aquatics, flipaquatics.com. I will put their information down in the description below. They are a channel sponsor. They have fantastic fish, definitely worth a look. Now, when it comes to feeding your Chili Rasboras, they're not picky eaters. In fact, you're seeing them being fed throughout this video just to kind of bring out the fish a little bit more. We feed a mix of North Fin flake foods, whether that's the community flake, even sometimes the cichlid flakes go in here, kelp flakes. They absolutely go crazy for live baby brine shrimp. If you really want to see them get excited about food, live baby brine is definitely something to consider, but they will eat all of for the most part, your standard flake foods just fine. Tank size. Again, the tank that you're looking at here is a 12-gallon. However, you'd probably want at least a 5-gallon to house these fish. Obviously, larger is better. One thing to keep in mind is this is a fish that should be kept in groups. So at least 6, but the more you can put in a tank, the better it's going to be for them and the more of a show they're going to put on. So I wouldn't hesitate to put in 10, 12, 15, maybe not necessarily in a 5-gallon, but certainly if you've got a 10-gallon or above. Remember, this is a very tiny fish, so having 15 in a 10-gallon isn't going to look like a whole lot. Again, in here, this 12-gallon, there's at least a half a dozen in here. And you've also got the other fish swimming around as well. In terms of decorating your tank, I think this is a pretty good example of an ideal situation. Plants, rock work, driftwood. Do the plants have to be live? No, but the fish are going to feel more secure if there is structure in the tank and some structure where if they feel like they need to hide, they can go back and do that and then come out when they feel comfortable. For this fish, it really doesn't matter if your substrate and your background is light or dark. In a lot of our species profiles, I will point that out. Hey, sometimes it's better to have dark or light. In this one, the background is a little bit darker, but the substrate is a lighter sand. They're still showing that really vibrant red color. And I think part of that has to do, again, with the high quality flake food, the North Fin, and also the fact that we try to feed this tank live baby brine at least once every couple days. And I think that really helps bring out their color. Now, if you're interested in breeding these fish, it's not necessarily an easy thing to do, especially if you're a beginner. Obviously, you need males and females. The females will start to look a little bit more plump, a little bit more rounded than the males. They are egg scatterers, so a spawning mop would certainly be something to consider if you wanted to set up a 10-gallon tank, put a group in, put a spawning mop in the tank, remove that every couple days or every day, put that in a cycle 10-gallon. When the fry hatch, they're going to be absolutely minute, so you're going to need paramecium or maybe Repashy powder. It's going to take a while for them to get large enough to go beyond that, maybe a couple of months before you can start feeding them something like live baby brine. Crushed flake will work as they get a little bit older, but those tiny, tiny fry are going to need something a lot smaller than often even the crushed flake food. So it's not the easiest fish in the world to breed. The parents will definitely eat the babies. Any other fish in the tank will also eat the babies. But this is, as you've seen throughout this video, an amazing fish. Again, if you've got a smaller tank, you're looking for something peaceful, you're looking for something that's going to bring a real powerful splash of red color, this is a great option. Again, if you want more information on some of the tank mates, check out the description below. If you're looking for these fish, check out flipaquatics.com. Appreciate you being here, and we'll see you in the next one.